welcome to Worlds to Come, the Hebrew role-playing game. The Romans have destroyed your holy temple, and you are a miracle worker who has been chosen by the Holy Tongue, the Hebrew language, to repair the world. Your power is that anything you say in Hebrew comes true, but beware, for demons will seek to twist your words and bring woe into the world on the strength of your prayers. So study your spells well, miracle workers, and bring the world to come. Kohansky. I'm the designer of Worlds to Come, the first and only role-playing game where you learn Hebrew as you play. No game exists quite like this one, so I have gathered a brilliant and beautiful cast of players together to show you how it's done. We'll introduce them in a second. First, I want to tell you the materials you need to play. You'll need the book, Worlds to Come, the Hebrew role-playing game. This is a mock-up of the book. After the Kickstarter is fully funded, we'll have the lovely, nicely printed edition with art by Rina Yehuda Newman, editing by Sean Four, and graphic design by Luna Giannotta. You'll also need a tarot-sized deck of Hebrew knowledge called the Deck of Creation, which for the deck I've prepared tonight has 4 Hebrew letters, which we'll learn together, as well as some words that we can spell with them. This is also a mock-up. Once the Kickstarter is funded, these will be lovely, glossy, finished tarot cards. Those are the 2 things you'll be able to purchase. You'll also need to play a stack of knowledge tokens, which I've printed out in purple, a dread tracker with 9 tokens, numbered 1 through 9, a stack of blank index cards, something to write with, or a good memory if you're playing on Shabbos, or not writing for any reason. And you'll also want to have a classical Hebrew dictionary. The one we'll be using on the table tonight is Jastro's Dictionary of Hebrew and Aramaic. That's what you'll need to play any game of Worlds to Come. And for the particular style we'll be showcasing tonight, I like to have a map of the region, which I just drew by hand on a couple sheets of printer paper here. I also have some little cards that show the name of every NPC and the true words that guide them, as well as some paper clips corresponding to how much they believe in those words. And I always, in general, recommend having a big pile of paper clips on hand for all your role-playing purposes. And once you've got all that at your table, what you really need is the life of the party, which is, of course, the players who will be creating this world with me. Players, would you like to introduce yourselves?
My name is Machi. I am a game designer from Brooklyn. My relationship with Judaism, I am not Jewish, but I am a big fan of the philosophy and the Talmud, and I've been reading my way through it. I don't speak any Hebrew yet. My character's name is Shimon. I'm playing the Blood playbook, and his true words are, "A life of service to others is the best life." My pronouns are he, him, and so are Shimon's.
Hey, I'm Eliana Rubin. I use she, her pronouns. I am a playwright and musician based in New York City. My relationship with Judaism has been around for a long time. I am more cultural than religious. My Hebrew is not good.
But you have a little bit.
But I have a little bit of understanding. I know the alphabet, and I can put together like maybe 2 words.
Okay, well, we'll get you up to 3.
Yay!
We'll get everyone up to 3.
Oh my god, ambitious!
I know.
My character's name is Shira, who also uses she, her pronouns. My playbook is the heart, and my true words are, we must live according to the sacred teachings.
Hi, my name is Nell. My pronouns are they, them. I am a game designer and a playwright based in New York City. I am not Jewish, and I know absolutely no Hebrew. Tonight I am playing Avimi, he, him. The playbook is the voice, and his true words are the most sacred and powerful things in the world.
And hi, I'm Allie Mark, she, her. I am also a game designer and props artisan in New York City. I am a casual half Jew, and so I've been around Hebrew a little bit, but don't really know any. I'll be playing Miriam, she, her. She's the Hands playbook, and her true words are, "A person's handiwork is their greatest treasure."
And I'm Lexi Kohansky. I'm an award-winning educator, Hebrew teacher, and designer of Worlds to Come. And I will be playing the role of Arrayer of Worlds, which other game systems may refer to as the GM, the Game Master, or the DM, the Dungeon Master. All four other players are responsible for one character. I will be responsible for the whole rest of the world. And the true words, I will believe, will vary depending on which character I'm playing. This is a game really deeply inspired by the Talmud and this like very real historical period. It's a fantasy game, but it's inspired by a lot of real stuff. There's some quotes that I want to share with you that inspired the setting. I wanted us to play with the concept of vows. But there's this verse from Deuteronomy 23:22. When you make a vow to the eternal your God, do not put off fulfilling it. For the eternal your God will require it of you, and you will have incurred guilt, whereas you incur no guilt if you refrain from vowing. And Sifrei, Deuteronomy, which is a commentary by rabbis who lived around this time, says, Rabbi Meir says on that verse, "It is far better not to utter a vow at all than to vow and not fulfill it. And better than either is to avoid even the hint of a vow." Rabbi Judah says, "It is far better not to utter a vow at all, but better than either is to utter a vow and fulfill it." And we have a Mishnah from Mishnah Nida 5:6, which is one of the first Jewish law codes after the Torah itself, also being brought into existence around the time after the destruction. Mishnah Nida 5:6 says, "With regard to a girl who is 11 years old and 1 day, her vows are examined to ascertain whether she is aware of the meaning of her vow and in whose name she vowed." A girl who is at the cusp of adulthood, which at the time was 11 years old, but it's a fantasy game, so we might bump that up a little bit, just for comfort. A girl who's on the edge of adulthood and agency can make a vow, but there's this idea that we want to make sure we know what she's getting herself into.
That's very interesting. I feel like my character's going to have a lot to postulate on in this game.
If you're not familiar with role-playing games or it's a new concept to you, I've just prepared a little scenario. I know some of the characters, I know where we're going to be, and I have a sense of what the characters that you'll meet in the world might want. I have some notes, but nobody here has a script, and we're all going to tell a story together and learn some Hebrew along the way. So, shall we find out what worlds we bring into being together?
Yes!
Let's do it. Imagine the rolling hills and mountains of the Galilee in the Roman-occupied land of Israel nearly 2,000 years ago. The hillsides are covered in grass. Here and there are olive groves and vineyards, sheep and their shepherds pasturing in the pastoral landscape. And nestled among these hills is the little town of Sova. You can see it here on the map. It originally was just a well for shepherds to water their flocks at, and they still do so there today, but a town has sprung up around this well. There is often a market taking place around the well in the square. There are houses and there are homes and storehouses surrounding that have been built out surrounding that market. There is even a Beit Midrash, a Jewish house of study that is clawed its way into existence in the rural town here. And there is, of course, a gate where those who come and go are welcomed and sent on their way, and where all matters of public interest are given a hearing. All around there are hills. The town itself is surrounded by vineyards where wine is kind of the core product of the town, and basically everyone who lives here has their hands in the wine business in some way. or another. There's some other features on the map, which we may explore. You might notice there is a tree known as the 60 Demon Tree outside of town.
Very scary faces on the 60 Demon Tree.
And you, miracle workers, have been in this town on your travels for some time. Well enough to, be generally acquainted with the people, but, you're probably not trying to set up your lives here, because the needs of the world are great, and you are called to many places, and you follow the voice as it comes. At least that's what you've been doing. We'll see where things go. That's of course in your hands. But you've been in Sova for a little bit. You know from your mystical intuition and your righteous ways the true words that live in the hearts of the townspeople here. Even if they haven't told you directly, even if you haven't necessarily met them, you have an intuition about this. And the language that guides you and that powers your sacred prayers is calling you to at least these four folks. There's Phyla of Alexandria, a traveling merchant who's been selling her wares and wonders in the market for a bit. And she believes wonder can be found anywhere if you know how to look. There is Shimon, the town amulet maker, a very strange old man who believes a single vow broken tarnishes them all. And there is Yael, the widowed owner of the wine press, where all of the farmers, come to her when it's grape harvest season, which it happens to be that it is. And Yael believes words are tools for gaining power. And there is her young daughter Leia, who believes nothing I say ever matters. As the day begins, this is where you find yourselves. How do you try to do what's right, miracle workers?
Is there anyone that is catching your attention on first glance?
So my character believes deeply in the power and importance of words, and I think would be very concerned and interested in the child who thinks her words don't matter.
Do we know that's what their true words are?
Yes, that's
Okay.
like a fact.
Okay.
Well, is that what you meant?
I mean, our characters know that this person's true words are as you
Yes.
described.
Yes. Everything I'm telling you is stuff your characters know.
I wonder what the order could be between Yael to Leia or Leia to Yael. Recognizing that we have two other people and it doesn't have to be like one after the other.
Yeah, but those two feel tied
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah.
I will also say these paper clips correspond to how strongly they believe in those words. And if you'd like to get those words to change, you'll need to do miracles of increasingly greater power.
Cool.
The dread tracker, which is numbered in Hebrew letters 1 through 9, the dread tracker is a limitation on how much time you can spend in a given place. The more miracles you work, the more you are someone who tears open the fabric between this world and the world above. The less people are able to tolerate your presence, or the less the spirits of the place itself are able to tolerate your presence. And that's true whether you work good or ill, God forbid. Even the greatest of miracle workers is something a little bit not of this world. Normalcy always will reassert itself, even as you leave your impact on the place. In other words, your powers make you outsiders fundamentally.
Can I ask like a non sequitur question, or I guess like a related but not
Yeah,
game question? Didn't Moses not make it to the promised land?
that's right.
This seems like kind of a simple, like perhaps after all of his miracles, he was rejected by, he wasn't able to
Wow.
re-enter society.
That's like such an interesting take on why he was punished.
Right.
He hit the rock and
Right.
the water came out.
Right.
Same thing he did before.
Right.
But like for some reason this time he's not allowed in.
I thought
Maybe
that's
it's because he did
He
one
did one too many. Yeah, exactly. That's what you were referencing.
Whoa. That's
He
sick.
did one too many, yeah. Because you said it was either good or ill. It's like, oh, if it could even good stuff, then like he used the limits of his power and he just ran out of allowance, right, and had to be exiled.
That's awesome. To finish explaining this, you have 9 dread to work with here. So you could change Phyla's words and Shimon's words, but then that's 9, and you won't be able to get to Leia, for example.
Wow.
There's something you might want to think about. There's also other people.
Oh,
my goodness.
Hey, Divas.
But you'll
Oh my
meet-
God.
We'll start with these.
Okay.
okay. So if we commit, wow. Okay, so we
Also,
have
like,
to.
you can have a scene with someone
And not be-
move
right,
on.
right,
right, Okay.
We can try to get the lay
We
of
try to
the
get the lay of the
land.
land.
That's a great
Possibly
idea.
divide and conquer each. Speak
Wow.
with somebody. See if
Okay.
any of us are picking
Tea.
anything
Use
up.
Roman tactics is what you're suggesting.
You understand?
Wow.
No,
Method
yeah.
acting.
Shiamon will remember this. Yeah, I think we should just schmooze. I think we should like talk to the people and starting with the ones that we're most interested in, Yael and her daughter, and just see where that takes us. Especially if we know there's going to be more NPCs coming, we don't want to
Yeah.
start working miracles left, right, and center. And perhaps there's some challenge or difficulty that's befalling the area that we might want to gear our miracles to. So I think that knowledge, like the word of God, might be power in this circumstance.
Cool.
Okay. You head over to where Yael and Leia are, which is their home. It is the largest home by far in the town of Sova. It's represented by this little complex right here. It's a big stone structure with a bunch of added on wooden rooms that are kind of piled onto the house as the generations go on. It's the only house like that in the town. For sure the richest family in the area, and it's all Yael's husband being departed.
Let's knock on the door.
Yeah.
Well, would any of you already know her, having spent a few days?
I definitely think it's possible if there's like ever equipment that needs some upkeep, or like because it is such a large house, if there are things in the house that need to be fixed. I'm sure.
For sure.
I've been speaking with them about that.
Okay, so maybe you find Yael and Leia in the courtyard doing some weaving, and Yael is the older, austere lady. Looks up to see you and the your 3 compatriots. She'd look up from her work. Leia, who's working beside her, who's like I'm maybe 8 or 9 years old, like a little girl who's also working. Is like super excited to see you, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I probably have shown her in the past like some of my tools and like how to do things, and I'm sure
Nice.
that's exciting.
But Yael kind of is like has a nonplussed expressions. It's like, Miriam, we didn't ask for any work today.
Oh, just coming to see how you're all doing today. No work required, I promise. Just wanted to see how you all were this morning.
Well, if I'm perfectly honest, we're dealing with a family matter. All I can say is if you haven't heard of it, then I am very glad to hear that the gossips are keeping their mouths shut. So, thanks for stopping by.
Of course. As far as I know, there's been no gossip throughout town, so I hope that puts your mind at ease.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Perhaps, though, your soul would be unburdened if you were to share this trouble with us. For, we're not members of this community quite yet, and we have no particular stakes in the happenings and not happenings, and we're just here to help.
If for no other reason, so that you have the opportunity to control that narrative, so that we don't hear it from someone else's mind and tongue.
Also that.
Yael's instinct is to stay tight-lipped, but Leia, hearing this invitation, just like bursts out. What's like the headline of this? So you know her older sister Miriam, also Miriam. Leia bursts out and says, Miriam wants to run away with the merchant from Alexandria.
Whoa.
Oh.
This would be and Yael covers her face with her hand and groans and says, it's true that Miriam swore an oath to love this merchant woman forever, but we are managing it. We can break that oath. We just need to get the rabbi to be on board. She's not a full adult yet, no matter what she says. So, now you know, and there you have it.
Well, thank you for telling us, Leia. and it sounds like it's causing a lot of heartache. And I'm sorry about that.
Well, I can't have the whole business being inherited by some Egyptian merchant who doesn't even live here. You understand. This is the lifeblood of the village. If you'd like to help convince Miriam to change her mind, or maybe get the rabbi to hurry up with this hearing, I imagine you have some influence over such matters.
Where is this Egyptian who's causing so much trouble?
Where else would she be? In the market, hawking her baubles.
Ah, I see.
And Leia says, "Are you going to the market? Can I come with you? Mommy, can I?"
I'll look to Yael, and I'll say we're very happy to speak with Miriam and see what she has to say. We'd be happy to keep an eye on Leah as well if you'd like us to. Leia? Thank you. We'd be happy to keep an eye on Leia as well, if you'd like her to get out and stretch her legs a bit.
Give me a second to collect my thoughts. I feel I've been unusually loose-lipped today. I would appreciate it.
Of course.
Would any of you like to do a mitzvah?
Maybe I can notice something broken. The relationship between the mother and the oldest daughter seems to be broken.
Just so you know, that's not one of the mitzvahs that gets you
Oh,
a
so
token.
also you can
it's a
always.
separate list. Yeah.
Yeah.
You will do that.
Yeah. But
Do
yeah, I
you,
don't have a
do you
token.
express that in any way? Or just observe it?
I think I just observe it. Well, I can predict where trouble will come from. Your prediction always comes true. That sounds like an albatross. Or maybe I could insist upon justice. I think that justice for Shimon would be a life of service to others is the best life. I think that he believes that once you make a vow, you can't break it. So I think that he tells Yael, if your daughter's sworn herself to this woman, then there's nothing that the rabbi, myself, or anyone can do about it. Then they are each other's, and that's the end of it.
Would you like to take a knowledge token for
I would.
doing that mitzvah? I think Yael says, well, who asked you for your input anyway? Leia, you can't go with those people. You have work to do. And as she grabs her daughter back, as you perform what you know to be a righteous action that was demanded of you in this moment, your vision blurs and you receive what you know by now to be a familiar experience of a vision.
Oh boy.
Where the holy tongue reveals itself to you in part and grants you a bit of its power. Let me see. Yes, you behold the letter Dalet, the fourth letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which is the doorway to wisdom and folly. When used by fools, becomes the gate through which demons threaten to enter the world. The sound this letter makes is D. All the letters in Hebrew are consonants, and the vowels are not written or are written as little symbols around them. So the sound this letter makes is D. And we will add that to the table for anyone to invoke the use of during play. Shira, were you gonna make a move here as Yael takes her daughter back from the clutches of those who oppose her will?
I was going to act for the sake of the true words that guide me.
A classic.
Well, yes. So the true words that guide me are, we must live according to the sacred teachings. Shimon, I deeply apologize. I'm about to contradict you.
It wouldn't be the first time. He kind of kneels down, starts drawing stuff in the sand.
I have broken a vow in my past. The vow that I broken was one that I made before understanding explicitly what I was vowing. And the breaking of the vow allowed for the floodgates of possibility to open. Also had a cause effect of needing to leave where I came from. And it was very difficult, but we must live according to the sacred teachings. And those teachings remain the same, but the way that we interpret them may change over time. That is a gift that I have gotten to learn, which used to be a burden. I say all of this because Our feelings are not always facts, and the way in which we navigate through the world can change, and that's okay, even if it's scary.
So are you on my side or what?
Ha! Well, I'm on your side because of that sass, but I don't think I'm on his side. I don't want to pretend like I know what's best for you. I don't know you in the same way that other people might. What I do know is that each of us are deserving of happiness, but our happiness should not come at the expense of someone else's despair.
I see you come from one of those coastal towns.
I did grow up by a beach, yes.
Well, I've told you what I know to be best,
Sure.
and either you respect that or you can leave my property.
Why must respect equate to blanket following?
This is my house.
It is, yes, and I agree with that.
Well, good. You want to take a knowledge token?
I would be honored.
And as you perform your mitzvah, getting in this landlord's face,
Yeah, free rent.
you are visited by a vision of a similar but different letter, the letter Resh, which makes the sound R or R or G, or however you like to pronounce your R's. This letter is the double letter that channels seed and destruction, ruling over Friday. It exists at the boundary of creation. The secret of Rash's second pronunciation has been lost. And all you know is that it makes the sound If at any point you'd like to invoke a miracle using either the Daled, the Resh, or a combination, by explaining what of their mystical powers you'd like to invoke, you are encouraged to do so. Avimi.
I would like apologies to undermine both of my compatriots here
Teeth.
and work a
I
mitzvah,
see we're getting off to a great start.
which is come out with the hottest take. And inspired by my own past, I'm going to kind of step a little bit away, create a tiny bit of physical space between myself and them as I kind of turn to her and say, we will be off, of course. I wish you to know that we do not speak or move as one.
Clearly.
And I would like you to know that I personally believe that people that young do not know their hearts and no one should be married before the age of 30. And then I'm going to turn and walk out the door.
Would you like to take
I would like a knowledge token.
Take a knowledge.
It's getting spicy in here, 30.
Oh my gosh.
Seeing as we only live to 25.
That's
Right,
a
no, I'm
huge
not-
take, yeah.
we really
Senior citizen marriage is
Difficult
what I'm
to
in favor of.
maintain the population.
The early bird special gets to the courthouse by 11.
The camera slow pans in on the bill of divorce sticking out of my back
Right,
pocket that I
right,
carry
of
with
course.
me everywhere,
Mhm,
actually. Yeah.
Totally.
Yes. The eagle-eyed can put it together. Where do you go?
Let's go find this Egyptian.
Yes!
I would say I know every person is different, but I did grow up with a traveling merchant, and I find them to generally be people who can still appreciate a town even if they aren't from there. So I'd love to hear what her take on the situation is.
Of course.
Cool, let's do it.
Okay. As you turn around, you don't have to go far to get to the market square, where it's a market day, a Thursday perhaps. Farmers are selling their produce. Shepherds are selling their milks, their cheeses. Folks from around are offering all kinds of goods and wares, and most resplendent of them all, most eye-catching display is Phyla of Alexandria's tent. She comes from the great city of Alexandria in Egypt, which is maybe like Los Angeles for us. I don't know. It's a big deal. It's kind of like second only to Rome in the empire. And it has, it's also known for its community of Jews, or at least it had a really thriving community of Jews until the recent diaspora revolt, in which the Alexandrian Jews rose up and their uprising was violently repressed. Quelled. Quelled is a word you might hear a Roman soldier use for it. And in any event, she's made her way up to the Holy Land to offer all manner of wonders and wares, from the useful and practical Roman jugs for storage of grain to the wondrous and mystical artifacts and scrolls and protective amulets and all sorts of, in all 70 languages. And she herself is dressed to suit the part of a merchant with such an array, having luxurious deep wool shawl wrapped around her, and that Egyptian eye makeup with the cat eye situation, and she's excited to see some folks approach. Welcome, fellow travelers. It's been lovely to get to spend a little bit of time with you in this quaint little village, wouldn't you say? Have you come to peruse my goods? I'd be happy to make you an excellent deal. I know the road can be hard.
Yes, I have actually come to peruse your wares. And he kind of starts picking through whatever baubles she has.
Sure.
I'm looking for something fitting for a wedding gift.
A wedding gift. Funny you should mention it. I had my best item set aside, but I'll give you the second best, and it'll be at a great discount. Looking for a ring, perhaps. The custom in these parts is it has to be worth at least a penny. But I can do you much better.
I don't deal with Roman money, but perhaps something that you fancy, something that you, a woman of your wealth of experience, might find valuable.
I think she starts to get a little bit of a suspicious look on her face. She said, well,
The more suspicious she gets, the wider Shimon's smile gets.
She's like, well, I'd be happy to make a recommendation. I don't carry any duds, but how about this lovely crystal flower for the beloved?
Anything perhaps from your homeland? And he says it in whatever the dialect is that is spoken in that part of the world, since he was there during the diaspora uprising.
Oh, and I think she's like, who is this? She's like, a countryman. Lovely to make your acquaintance. I'm sure you have quite the tale of how you made it out of that land.
He scratches his beard, and you can see that he has 3 of his fingers are missing. More than tails, unfortunately.
Well, my heart suffers with yours. At this point, the girl you know as Miriam, Bat Yael, Yael's daughter, comes rampaging through the market, straight through the middle, shoving the sheep aside at the well who were watering, and runs up to Phyla's tent, making her way past the 4 of you who are crowding the entrance. She's
a young woman.
She's a young woman, maybe more of a teenager. She's
the youngest of women.
She's not 30.
She's definitely
not 30.
Not 30. The sort of age where maybe she's ready to be married, or maybe she still belongs in her parents' household. And she puts her hands on her hips and shouts at Phyla, I'm ready to go. Are you not packed up yet, my love? How do you try to do what's right?
I watch Phyla's reaction very carefully. I feel like we all turned to Phyla and stared daggers at her. Yeah, Phyla.
You're not packed up yet, Phyla.
Sure. As Miriam comes in, I think you see a genuine delight in her eyes that Miriam is here. Of course, it's a similar delight that you noticed as she was looking over some of her finest goods. She seems like a delighted person. Yeah, that's her reaction, and she says, "A moment, my sweet. Business is the best today. I couldn't possibly leave, but we will be on our way, trust me."
Who is this?
You said.
Yes! Calling each other my love, my sweet.
Miriam answers that, and she says, "We are soulmates. We're soulmates, and we need to get out of this village before my mom ruins everything.
How would she ruin everything?
How wouldn't she ruin everything? You know what she's like. You've met her.
Well, yes, but I've also met you, and you're wonderful.
Well,
And I just don't see how something so wonderful can come from something so bad.
I'm doing my best here.
Fair enough. Phyla, you let my friend Shimon know that you could offer us your second best wear for a wedding present. What's the first?
Phyla kind of gives a pleased glance to Miriam, who holds up her finger and displays a ring with a beautiful ruby cut on it.
How beautiful.
The like of which is rarely seen in this land.
Is it from North Africa? Is that why it's rare here?
Let's say yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, let's go with that. So it's something you couldn't find, like literally that you couldn't find.
Right, like a mineral that
From here.
doesn't, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Would anyone like to do a mitzvah or a miracle at this point?
I would just like to ask a non-mitzvah question. And
Okay.
well, how long has the happy couple known each other?
It's been maybe something like a couple of weeks that Fire's been in town.
Oh no.
I think I want to do a miracle.
Okay.
In Jewish law, can only a rabbi marry people? How favored by God do you have to be in order to get to marrying?
You do need consent, and all you need to do is make a valid declaration in front of two valid witnesses, and to have an exchange of goods worth a minimum amount of money, which it seems has certainly happened. You don't know if the formal marriage declaration has been made, but you know
Never
from
heard of
Yael that Miriam's made some kind of pledge
Sure.
to Phila.
I think I want to do a miracle.
Let's have it.
I think I want to bless the ring that that Miriam is wearing, such that it will let her, the object of her affection, feel her feelings. Letters that we have so far, like one of them is like creation, right? And one of them was like opening a portal, right? I don't remember.
A doorway to wisdom and folly.
Yeah. So I think I want to use the doorway to wisdom and folly one to create a connection and let like a kind of a one-way connection to let the feelings of the ring wearer be like psychically transmitted into the whoever their beloved is, kind of like a sympathetic, emotional connection.
Sick.
Yeah.
In order to send that prayer up to the heavens where the angels will receive it, what sound does the Dalet make?
Duh.
And as that duh flies up and shatters the gates of heaven, the angels of the supernal yeshiva, the supernal house of glorious study, rejoicing in the sacred texts, basking in the glow of the light of the Creator's presence, singing endless praises, and watching the events of the mortals on earth. The three of you are, in addition to your miracle worker characters, each player also plays an angel who receives the prayers of the miracle workers, interprets them for good, and sends down manifestations of the words sent up, which the children of humankind call miracles. So you also play an angel, but in this moment, as the miracle worker praying, you are going to remain that miracle worker.
Okay.
And the angel you play will not answer your own prayer.
Right.
So do you want to just say which angel you play?
I'm playing Raphael, the angel of healing.
I am playing Gavriel, the angel of might.
I am playing Malachi Hasheret, the twin angels.
Raphael and Gabriel and Malachi Ashari, do you receive... Do you want to make that sound again of that Dalet?
Duh.
And you know the heart of the Shimon, the righteous miracle worker who has prayed for this miracle. How do you interpret this Dalet, and what would you like to offer him as a miraculous manifestation of this sacred letter?
just also for my future when I have to do this as an angel, what is the relationship between the intention of the miracle worker and the interpretation of the angel, and then what happens?
You said what you wanted pretty specifically, so you can all just be like, we want to do what he said.
Yeah.
And then we would go from there.
I see. But they could decide
Or
to
you
do something
could-
else.
They could decide to offer you other things, and then if you don't want those things, you can use more Hebrew to clarify,
Oh, wow.
to kind of force them.
Okay.
If people are not being cooperative,
Sheesh. Okay.
which is fine.
Right. And how does that translate into dread?
Based on how big of a deal this miracle will be, it will increase your dread by 0 to 3.
I see.
And
Okay.
based on whatever it is, I would
Right.
tell you.
I see.
Well, I can start where Raphael is able to bring things to light as part of healing. And so I think that Raphael offers to basically make this a mood ring, where depending on the different emotions, there's a different gleam that maybe only the giver can see the gleam of the ring.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's I got nothing
100%.
better.
Nope. I'm with you.
Shimon, how does that sound to you?
I like it. Will it also do the thing that I was suggesting, or is it only going to be a visual, like they can see if the ring is red, then she must be angry? Like what was that?
Like, are you seeking like further depth of description, or are you worried about it being just visual?
I'm worried about it being just visual. Like I want the giver to feel the feelings. I just know because you can if she's crying, you can tell she's sad already. Like I want there to be some sort of
Happy tears.
supernatural element that can force the issue more so than just a visual tell.
Yeah.
Something unignorable, I guess, is what I'm looking for. Oh, mighty angels.
Yes. I don't want to ruin her vision, but I'm wondering if maybe she it's not just on the ring; it's more that her vision begins to change, and then that's where it kind of flows into her body, and when it hits her chest, that's when she starts to get the actual feelings that are happening, and so it's almost like the light emanates from the ring and then into the giver's body.
Rose tinted glasses.
Yeah.
If it's gonna literally make Phyla feel what Miriam is feeling, I think that is a marvelous miracle. That is wonder that defies reason and the laws of nature, as love is wont to do, which would raise your dread by 2. And just to fully give you the information about the consequences of that, first of all, it would reduce both Miriam and Phyla's belief by 2, because they're both witness to this miracle.
Okay.
And it would raise your dread up to 2, which would put you past the first threshold, meaning right now, you're just normal outsiders. But as you cross these 3 threshold dots, it will be increasingly obvious that you command powers beyond nature. So this will put you past the first one.
Just the questioning with the lessening the belief, is it just making the person more malleable to other ideas, or will she actually believe there is less wonder in the world than she thought there was?
That's a great clarifying question. She's gonna believe this all the way till you get her down to 0.
Then we can choose to
These maybe a better way of putting it is these words will guide her until she gets down to 0, and she'll be stunned until they are replaced.
Metagaming knowledge has been gained insofar as we started thinking that we'll have a finite amount of dread that we can accumulate before we're kicked out, and we don't have enough dread to accomplish all of the mind change that we want to do. But now we know that if multiple people are present in the same miracle, we can spend the same amount of dread but affect multiple people. So the efficient miracle worker would want to draw an audience of people in the same way that one would have done in the biblical past, and do one's miracles in sight of the people who you wanted to affect in total, such that you can do a good number of them without getting thrown out of town. Is what I would say were I trying to be most efficient, which I don't think is the premise of changing people's lives. I want to kiss this ring.
As you are about to manifest, Raphael, this wonder, making an already wondrous ring truly miraculous. And you're going to use this Daled to send it back down and imbue the ring with this power. Maybe you try to push the Daled back down with this miracle in it, but it just won't go. And you realize that like across from your hand, there's another force opposing you. And like that force gradually like solidifies into its own hand with like long painted fingernails, and a whole body appears out of the mists up in the heavens. And you see, if angels had such feelings, possibly one of the most beautiful women you have ever seen. She is as big as the world, and her eyes glow. And bubbling out of her skin are little demons with bat wings and clawed feet, and she says, "Not so fast, angels. We need to talk about this a little first, don't you think? This is none other than Lilith, the demon mother, who has come to oppose the will of the miracle workers and the angels. And you know, as miracle workers and angels who've been through this a few times before, that no opportunity to change the world that you offer to the angels with your prayers goes unnoticed by demons who seek to take advantage of those same linguistic openings that you generate in the fabric of creation." And so Lilith says, I see. Darling Shimon has invoked the Dalet, a doorway to wisdom, and it would be wise indeed to give Phyla a closer, a deeper understanding of her relationship with her beloved. And I think also that Staled, which is the gate through which demons can enter the world, I think every time one of those feelings comes into Phyla's heart, a little demon should be born alongside it. Don't you think that would be a lovely way for the Daled to manifest itself? It just wants to bring those lovely demons into being. Don't you think? Wouldn't you agree? Isn't that what's going to happen? Angels and miracle workers, Lilith has proposed an alternate interpretation of this letter, which, as far as I can see, is a valid interpretation of the letter's power. You have three ways of opposing this. One is, you can argue why that is not a valid interpretation of this letter's power as written.
A challenge.
Indeed.
A challenge in this case.
Or you can add words to your prayer. This would be Shimon's responsibility. You can add words or other letters to your prayer to make it so that Lilith's interpretation doesn't work. Actually, the third one isn't relevant, but it would be if there were an error in your language. You would be able to fix it. But that would come up more if you were using words.
Yes.
Hard to get a letter wrong. Or if you had said the sound of the letter wrong, maybe that would be a way to have an error. But essentially, I think the thing to do here, among those options of fix your error, argue for why she's wrong, or add some more Hebrew so that her interpretation doesn't work.
We only have one other Hebrew.
Well, we have 2 knowledge tokens. And so if you have one word... 3! We can learn so many words.
We can learn new words, right?
You can learn new words. You can learn them by drawing from the deck of creation, which I've prepared, or you can ask if you have a word in mind for what it is, and we'll write it on a new card. And anyone is welcome to spend a knowledge token to do any of those things, and all the knowledge is communal.
I have a suggestion to share, but up to you as the
Please.
prayer giver if you want to take it. We could learn the word only, and then try to put it at the end so it's door to wisdom only, and the demons can't also get out through the door.
Does Lilith get another rebuttal?
Like right now, when we're still learning the system, if you come up with a way of knocking her interpretation down, we'll let that run. As we get more advanced and it's fun to go brown, then we'll go round. But at this point...
That's cool. I like this game. Okay. Yeah, I think that works. That makes sense.
I'm happy to spend my knowledge token to learn.
Please, let me do it. It's my prayer.
Please?
I shall spend my knowledge token and get to learn the word only.
Amazing.
And so we can curtail this demonic tomfoolery at its source.
Okay, do we just put that knowledge token back in the pool? On the off chance, does anyone know? Just want to offer that opportunity because it's possible we can be playing at a table with various levels of Hebrew knowledge, and some people might just happen to know something, and you can play the game like that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be all on the facilitator to know all the Hebrew. We can also look it up in the dictionary if no one at the table at all knows more Hebrew than anyone else.
Is it different from the word one?
I would use a more specific
Great.
word.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But if you wanted to teach people the word one, that'd be a
don't.
fun time. Great. Recognizing that handwriting is different from the way it's printed.
Is that a dalet in the word?
You want to point it?
Yes, I think this last one here is the dalet.
That is correct. So what sound does this word end with?
Duh.
There you go. And like Machi said, Hebrew is read from right to left, so the beginning of the word is here, and you read it this way.
And are all those dots around the first three letters, those the vowels you were talking about?
Those are all the vowels, that's right. We can get to those in a future session, because there's a lot to keep in mind. But in general, like I would say with Hebrew, don't worry too much about the vowels, especially at this stage. But I'll just write the transliteration.
Can you define transliteration?
Sounds that the word makes in letters that we can all read.
Thank you. Bilvad.
Beautiful. Bilvad, as you said, means only. And if you want to put it in a sentence, you can even arrange the cards. Do you want to just invoke those words once more
Bilvad.
with the dalet there? Like
And duh.
angels, a new word flies up. These four letters ending in that dalet that you are coming to know so well. Those four letters fly up as Raphael and Lilith's hands are opposed like this. The word Bilvad flies up and inserts itself between them. Lilith is repulsed a bit, but you haven't yet interpreted the word for good such that Lilith can be fully defeated. So, angels, how do you read the meaning of this new addition to the prayer?
The word bilvad can only be used in the context of the person saying it. Specifically, when that person wants to show how they are feeling, that is the only thing that the ring can do.
Does that work for everybody? And I think it maintains the effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Neat.
Curtailed.
Yes.
Tomfoolery.
Ooh.
And as you speak a true interpretation of these sacred words, they glow. The black ink, the black fiery ink that the letters are written in the air before you, bursts into flames of light, and Lilith's hand falls away, and she says, that was not very nice. And
You're a demon.
Yes, girl.
and she goes back to whence she came. And these words, burning with the truth that you have spoken into them, you send them back down to this world, where they enter the ring on Miriam's finger. And I wonder, first of all, and do you want to add the first two tokens of that dread tracker? Just put the one on top of the Aleph and the two right there. Here's Dalet, by the way.
Whoa.
Those of you keeping track at home. I wonder, now that you've crossed the first threshold, crossing this first threshold, somehow people can tell, at least Phyla and Miriam can tell, that what just happened was miraculous and that it came from you, or specifically from Shimon. I'm curious, what is it that they see or experience of this miracle?
What if it works kind of like closing an aperture? Like when magic first works, it just broadcasts her emotions to everyone, and then it kind of narrows down permanently towards her beloved. But for the uncomfortable perhaps thing that everyone experiences is this intense teenage crush feeling that we've all had at one point or another, and we perhaps don't want to have again, but really intensely for a second. And it can only be magic, right? Like nothing.
Nothing can give you that teenage love like magic.
Ha! Yeah.
And if I can add a detail, I feel like this is how everyone finds out that Miriam and Phyla have pledged themselves. Or that Miriam has pledged herself to Phyla, because it's not just everyone feels this teenage crush, but the miracle is you feel what the beloved is feeling, which is a crush on Phyla.
Right.
And everyone, like, as it like bursts, everyone's like, like everyone in the market turns their heads to you. Whispers immediately start flying around town that you are now associated with, because you seem to be you're somehow mixed up in this
I think it happened when Shaimon like kissed her ring, so it's pretty clear that he's not trying to hide it. And he definitely winks at her mom from across the courtyard after he does it.
Incredible.
Dude.
As you begin to reveal yourselves for who you truly are, which are masters of miracles who command the language in which the universe is written, the miracle workers, led willingly or not by Shaimon, have revealed through the power of the Dalet and the word Bilvad only, that Miriam is hugely in love with Phyla of Alexandria, the merchant. So a couple of hours pass. The rumor mill goes to work. By this time, everyone knows, and we are just like waiting for the rabbi to show up from his studies in the Beit Midrash to like put some order onto this chaos of Yael's rebellious daughter Miriam having made this sacred vow to this random merchant, and if you didn't already know, seemingly breaking her betrothal to the rabbi's own son.
Okay, bury the lead, I guess.
That's right. From infancy, the heir to the commercial powerhouse of the town was betrothed to the scholar's child. Match made in heaven, so they thought. But now she went and took this vow, pledging her love to a foreign woman. Folks are gathering at the gates, awaiting the trial, as we are waiting for the judge to come and gavel us in. How do you do what's right? What would you like to do?
Is Leah about?
Leia?
Leia, my goodness.
Yeah, Leia, I would say that, like, everyone, like, the main players, like, Yael is, like, here with Leia, and, like, has, like, a death grip on Miriam, and Phyla's, like, over kind of pointedly not next to the family. Kiva, the rabbi's child, is absent as well, somewhat conspicuously, and the rabbi is in the Beit Midrash, doing whatever it is that rabbis occupy their holy time with.
I would like to pull a card from the deck of creation.
I love to hear it. You want to take the top one?
Dar, which means dwell, form an enclosure. Did you plan this? Did you plan for me to draw Dar?
I have to confess that I did.
Okay, T, because it's solely made up of Dalet and Resh.
Hey!
Do you want to show people the word?
Look at that.
See if you recognize those letters, Dalet and Resh. And you'll also see Eliana read the word. It's just D and and that vowel is that little like T that's under the Dalet.
I would like to propose that we dar at the demon tree and we take a little departure to let them work it all out for themselves.
I was gonna say, it's only time for us to like slither away.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we maybe should be at least within hearing when the rabbi shows up so we have a sense of what is happening, but I definitely think we don't need to wait here with everybody as tensions grow.
Fair enough.
I think maybe when I do my miracle and it's interrupted by Lilith and that whole celestial interaction happens, it reminds us of the presence of demons. And we have to like, oh, right, we should probably do that before we meddling.
You've been hearing the rumors about it since you've been caught here.
Yeah.
Can only imagine. So
many rumors in this town.
I'm curious to know Since the gate is the main entrance and exit,
Oh.
do you lean, and basically everyone who's anyone, except for a few notable absences, is there. So if you leave through the gate, that is something of a public statement. Do you choose to do that, or do you leave via a more
Subtle.
I think we should slip out another
I
way.
think so as well,
am pro
yes.
subtlety.
Yeah.
I would be curious to hear what your strategy is.
How tall are the walls?
The walls are more of like a fence. They're not super.
Maybe we could go through like to this western side and behind one of the buildings and just hop over the fence.
I could also, not to cause tremendous destruction in this nice town, but I could perform a mitzvah and pull out the exact tool that I need, and I could go into my little kit and get a hammer so we can pull the nails out of the fence and we can get through, and then I'll hammer them back in
yeah.
so that the town isn't broken.
Sure.
Very kind of you. Very respectful of other people's property.
Is there like a second sentence on that mitzvah?
Yes, somewhere that tool goes missing. So I think probably I fix it. I'm very pleased with myself. I put it back in my bag, and when I turn to my friends, I don't notice that it falls out of my bag. And so if anyone goes to that part of the fence, they maybe know that somebody was meddling with it.
You leave behind
shoot.
a little hint.
Yeah.
Well, take that token and be on your way. You make your way through the opened up fence. You've opened boundaries and burst through them. Just on the other side of the fence, some hills rise, and over the crest of one of them, there is a sorb tree. I have no idea what a sorb tree is, but it says in Pesachim 111b, which is a piece of Talmud, demons found near the sorb tree are called shadim. This sorb tree that is close to the city contains no less than 60 demons. What is the practical difference of this statement that it contains 60 demons? It is relevant for writing an amulet for this number. That is just what Pesachim 111b says, and I thought we would give that a little homage by coming upon the 60 demon tree nestled in the middle of the hills overlooking the town. You have like a pretty good view of the town from here. You can see the major goings on. You can see there's a crowd gathered around the gate.
I have another a question about a Jewish mysticism as it relates to that. Like I understand that it's possible to not David, but one of the wise kings who like bound demons and such. He used them to like perform positive.
Solomon.
Yeah, Solomon. Right. Solomon like bound demons and used them to create stuff and build stuff. Right. So, is there a way to harness or utilize the power of these demons to some positive end? Because they said like it's useful for making amulets. Like maybe like I don't know.
Yeah, I think the meaning of the Pesachim is like you need to write an amulet that says there are 60 demons
To protect you from that
from
number.
60
If you said
demons.
69, one might get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think you know from your experience between worlds that like demons are not necessarily evil creatures. The ones that are spoken about most certainly are, but
They're
spirits,
just a celestial spirit.
spirits come in all varieties.
Okay.
These demons have a reputation of not being the friendly types.
Sure.
But you could get to know them.
Let's do it.
As you approach the tree, you get almost a familiar feeling of that like presence when you pray, of like a being from beyond is here. There is a presence here, and yet it's not that angelic presence. It is something, if not older, mustier and more whispered about than spoken of in public. Something earthy and rooty, mycelial about this aura that, of course, centers on the tree, and maybe your mystically attuned senses even see like physically an aura surrounding the tree. Like I'm imagining like in a cartoon where like the bad guy is like glowing purple.
Yeah.
Like a glow like that, and that's like like every now and then, like there's like a burst that goes like of purple energy that kind of like goes like this, but it doesn't actually get out. It like stops here and gets sucked back in,
Right.
as if it's like chained in place. And sitting at the foot of this tree is none other than the strange old town amulet maker Shimon, who is sitting at the base of this tree scribing on a scroll. And even as you approach, he pays you no mind, his attention completely focused on the creation of this amulet. And just as a reminder, Shimon believes a single vow broken tarnishes them all. How do you do what's right?
Well, what are you working on there? Hello, hi.
He lifts his gaze and really transfixes you with like eyes filled with cataracts and like the striking kind of blue-gray. And he says, I see you are miracle workers, not any ordinary travelers. Having crossed the first threshold, a normal person might just have some sense that it's a weird Tuesday. But Shimon, who works with amulets and spirits, can now discern you have your own aura. Come to upset the balance of things, have we?
Hopefully.
Oh, we agree on some things.
Well, you may need to hold to that word, for words have great power. A thing it seems the townspeople are forgetting day by day.
What do you mean?
The girl Miriam swore a sacred oath, and they're gathering to try to break it. The fools. The fools. In earlier times, we knew better. We had better wisdom.
What say you, wise elder, about the oaths that were sworn on her behalf, her betrothal to the rabbi's son?
That is a tough cookie, a tough nut to crack. But I know that if one vow is broken, it will not go well for these people, for us.
Well,
in
certainly
this
both
town.
vows can't be kept, unless you have an amulet for that. Marrying one woman to two men.
Perhaps you do not understand, Shimon. These are more than intellectual puzzles. You see the tree behind me, surely you also can sense the power of the spirits kept within it. The townsfolk know the name 60 Demon Tree. They tell their children the tale to keep them behaving well and going to bed at night all nice and cozy. But I remember the true tale from my teacher, who knew it from his teacher, who knew it before them. And this is no mere myth. As I'm sure you need no convincing, there are 60 demons trapped in this tree, sealed by an amulet, a solemn oath of binding words. And it is part of the task of the amulet maker to make sure those words stay fresh, intact, unbroken physically, as I'm repairing them now, but also in their spirit. And if one of our townspeople breaks their explicitly sworn oath, as Miriam has done, then my amulet will not be enough to keep the demons out. And then, woe to the Jewish people and all who set foot on this land.
I'm going to perform a mitzvah and come out with the hottest take.
Go for it.
One person's breaking of a vow does not inherently mean that the entire town is doomed.
Well, that's nice you think so. You go on living in your fantasy world, but I know how these demons work. You think you can save them with your miraculous powers, do you?
Yes.
Well, I hope I don't live to see it.
Well, someone named Shimon will.
And as you do that mitzvah, you're overcome with sacred knowledge of a third letter, the letter Nun. shaped a bit like a bracket on a door, which squeaks on its hinges. Makes the sound like an N. Nun is the gateway of motion, residing in the spleen, and Nun is the letter upon which the temple is founded, the home of the creator. In the era of exile, its gateway lies in ruins. The Nun is now revealed to you in your miracle-working powers.
So, if we have the word for... What was the one we just got? Dwell? Dar. Yeah, if we have dar, thing that dwells, to form an enclosure, and we have one about movement, perhaps we could move this enclosure of 60 demons to a Roman province, so that when whatever happens here, if it breaks that seal, the demons will be unleashed upon those who truly deserve the torment, our oppressors, the Romans. May their blood run red in the streets.
Send that prayer.
Ooh.
I already did one.
Oh, true.
I'm just saying, I don't want to monopolize the heavenly energy, but I suggest. In fact, yeah, I think that Shaimon he could make that prayer, but he wants someone else to do it.
That's interesting.
He wants someone else to commit to a violent act against the Romans. You've seen him do it all the time. Like, this is like a favorite thing to do.
I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
Can demons survive underwater?
In general, it is certainly possible.
Interesting.
Romans can't.
Bro.
I have a question for our amulet maker of what specifically is broken about the amulets, and what specifically are you worried is going to break? Is it the wording of them is going to be broken?
Essentially what he's telling you is that the words that bind the demons into this tree are somehow linked to the oaths of the whole people of the land here. And if one person breaks a serious vow, then the power of the seal on the demons will similarly break. That is what he believes. That's what he's telling you.
If the seal breaks, but the demons are resting elsewhere, will the demons do whatever they can to return to this place?
I think if you move the tree somewhere else with a miracle, you are not able to predict what will come
Okay,
of it.
cool.
Or at least I can't predict what will come of it.
I have a question for Shimon.
Yes.
Hey, is the only way to stop the demons from being released to rectify both vows that have been made now?
That is the wisdom I've received from my teachers.
I'm afraid, my friend, you may be alone in your wishes to unleash 60 demons into an unsuspecting town.
But unsuspecting, but not undeserving. Has not enough of our blood been spilled to warrant some recompense?
Why must we shed more blood in order to make the blood that has already been spilled worth it?
And how do you choose whose blood you're going to spill?
I choose not. I say we send the demons to the nearest Roman city and let God sort it out. Surely he'll spare the innocent, should he find any.
God didn't spare the innocent when I was kicked out of my home.
I know much about none unspared innocence.
I'm not saying you don't. What I am saying is that innocence is subjective.
Not to God.
I debate that.
Debate it all you like.
I'm going to perform a miracle.
Okay.
And the miracle that I'm going to perform is going to be... No, I'm not going to do that.
Would you like some
Yes.
guidance?
Yes.
You don't have to know what the result is you want. You can just throw some words up and see what the table comes up.
The angels, yeah.
The words from here?
You can use any words that you like, but yeah, the words from here mostly.
Sure. I would like to form an enclosure that only the angels remain in, and they cannot get out.
You mean the demons?
The demons, excuse me.
Whoa.
Only the I want.
Bold moves!
I'm gonna take that one again. We'll be right back.
Like, what are we doing?
We're really taking a turn.
Yeah, right? Oh my God.
I
You can
guess
league with
there's
the...
an irresolvable paradox.
Yeah, right? Like,
I
league with the adversary.
want to create an enclosure around this tree, so that if they do get out of this tree, they can't leave the enclosure.
What words do you invoke to accomplish your sacred purpose?
Bilvad dar around the tree.
Would you like to spend a token to get a word?
Yeah!
Which word would you like there?
Tree.
You want a tree?
Yes, please. Why are you so oppositional to me?
It's not you. It's not that I'm oppositional to you. I'm just oppositional to Rome, and you seem to be more favorable to their survival than I am.
I'm not favorable to Rome's survival. I'm favorable to not letting the blood of the innocent spill anymore.
Oh, are you the arbiter of who's innocent and who's not? I thought that was God.
Do you speak for God?
Right now, it seems to be the case.
Well, so do I.
Well, prove it.
You prove it.
I did.
How?
I made that miracle happen.
Well, I'm about to make a miracle happen.
Well,
okay,
then
so
perhaps you'll speak to God in the future. But until then, I've bled for my people. What have you done?
a lot.
He scratches his beard again with his 2 fingers.
I got divorced. That's my backstory.
My backstory was realizing that the body that I existed in was the wrong one and then being kicked out of my family for it. Being forced to travel the lands in order to find the people that would actually care for me, who I thought I had found.
Well, as the tension was broken and then reestablished,
Holy roller coaster.
a sacred word comes into your mind.
Oh
On
my
the merit
gosh.
of your mitzvah, you learn the word eights. None of the letters of which you know, it's just on here for your delight and edification, and you'll know, you'll learn it one day, should you continue on the path of the miracles. But it's pronounced eights, and it means tree.
Great. Well, then I performed this gosh darn miracle.
Do you want to say, to just invoke those words again?
Yes, I do. Dar bilvad eights.
Okay, we can even arrange those so they're out here for the angels to peruse. Angels of the Supernal Yeshiva, you receive a prayer of greater length and greater potential, therefore, than you have received in the past from the miracle workers. It seems their meritorious actions are gaining them greater powers. And we have, just remind me who the angels are.
Michael, Prince of Israel.
Raphael, Angel of Healing.
Gavriel, Angel of Might.
Amazing. You receive these words. Your first task is just to translate Dar Bilvad Eitz. Just make sure you know what you agree on what those words literally mean before you interpret them.
Enclosure,
Only tree.
only tree.
And just to be clear, Dar is a verb here. Like
Oh, to
Enclose.
enclose.
to enclose,
To enclose
one
only
enclosure,
tree.
to dwell.
Well, I love to act through fire. I would love to make a sick-ass ring of fire pop up, scorching the earth around this tree and creating a barrier.
I like that.
Will the tree itself be protected from the flames?
Yeah, ring of fire. Not a sphere of fire, a circle of fire, a ring of fire.
Doesn't Michael have a fiery sword?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
I'll share my fire with your fiery
Michael,
sword.
yeah,
I
that's just
wanna...
like, yeah.
Yeah, like the
Fire.
fiery sword that stands at the entrance to the
exactly,
garden.
the
of
Garden of
Eden.
Eden. That's Michael's sword,
That's
right?
a pretty good seal on
So-
entrance and exit of spirits.
We could do something like that. I'm happy that we're not doing something that Shimon said. So I think that's probably a great solution.
Says the angel.
Yes, says the angel. So, like, what's the angel's role? Is just to interpret and make suggestions on the thing. Okay, so we should like look at our.
Your role as angels is essentially interpretive on the miracle workers' words. Somewhat like the role of a rabbi is to interpret the words of the Torah.
Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. I think we should create a fiery sword. You know, perhaps a lesser version of the one that guards the garden, but people will for sure know that this is the work of the children of Israel if they see that, and that's always a good thing.
Nothing could possibly get in our way.
Shira, is that a good manifestation of your miracle?
Yes.
Okay, I think if you would like to seal the demons in this tree with a fiery sword, that will be a 3-dread miracle.
That feels
That would be, as it is defined, legendary.
Yeah,
Cool.
Maybe this time the
Cool.
sword can be facing towards the tree as opposed to guarding the entrance. You know, it's
Ooh.
keeping.
That's right. We're keeping something in rather than
yeah.
keeping
Nice.
it out.
Tea.
Yes. As you lift your sword to send it down to this world and to seal the demons in with a greater magic than the children of Adam could muster, who else but Lilith, arrives again with the demon children spilling out of her body from all over. She reaches her bejeweled hand out to those words as you're about to send them down, snatches them out of the air and can observe, like opens them up almost like she's reading a magazine while getting a pedicure. Dar Bilvad Eitz, what a lovely prayer. What a lovely prayer from the miracle worker, Shira. I can't wait to see what I do with it. So, it seems like what Shira is asking for. It says Dar Bilavad Eitz, that only the tree should dwell, that the whole world should be like this tree of 60 demons, and everything goes and is transported inside of the tree. And now we're all living with those 60 demons, just like a happy little family, that only the tree should dwell. That's what I think Shira wants. Wouldn't you say that's a correct interpretation?
That sounds like fun, but let us consider for a moment.
Yeah, didn't she rearranged the words, right? Didn't we have the words in a different order?
I think the main thing I understand, I think is happening is that dar can mean form and enclosure, or it can mean dwell.
Right.
And it just means both of those, and she's playing on the fact that dar also means dwell.
Dwell,
She's saying,
only within the
why
tree.
isn't this, why are you saying it means form and enclosure? I think it means only the tree should dwell.
Yeah.
I'm going to review very briefly these other letters that we've learned. Gateway of motion, seed and destruction, a doorway to wisdom and folly through which demons enter the world.
Oh,
all right, so
not use that one.
we perhaps would want to spend a knowledge token to learn a new word.
Yeah.
I wonder if we learn the word demon and then it's only demons dwell or only demons are enclosed.
That's very good.
Kind of like jujitsuing her.
Big
brain.
That's excellent.
Smart. Yeah. Well done.
And now we
Wow.
know the word for demon.
I would say if you can take a look at this, you don't even have to spend a token. If you can see what the holy tongue word for demons is in that Pesachim verse.
We're lucky I don't have any more tokens, so I don't know one for Roman.
You could probably guess it.
Was it Shade?
Yeah, Shade.
Shade.
Amazing.
Oh, you said that, yeah. Shadim in the tree.
That's right. Just listening to the word Shade, which letter of these would you think is in that word?
The duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it in here, that letter?
Yeah.
Nice. This is Shade, which is Aramaic for demons, plural.
Ooh, what is Aramaic?
Aramaic is alongside of Hebrew, kind of the language of the Talmud and the Torah.
Awesome, thank you.
If you would like to invoke that word as the prayer, you can insert it.
Then I'm gonna move these around if that's okay.
That is your prerogative. You just can't remove any words once you've
Wouldn't
invoked.
dream of it. Bilvad Shadei Dar Eitz.
Amazing. As that new word, Shade, comes to burn in Lila's hands as she's reading her little magazine. This new word requires a refinement of the angel's interpretation.
It only encloses demons.
Or only demons may dwell in the area.
Amazing. Shade with Bilvad, like putting demons with, I think that totally gets Lilith's interpretation off the table. Of like, we should all live in the tree.
Yes.
Because now it's only demons that exist. We're in the tree. Yeah? We happy with this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're happy also with adding 3 more dread to the total. Which will bring us up to that second dread threshold.
Oh no.
Which is very exciting.
Oh,
At
yes.
that point, such things might happen as someone accuses you of being an enemy, or you acquire a devoted follower. Trees bend themselves out of your way.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool.
Example
That's
written in
sick.
here. Yeah. So I think that as you send these words down, I guess angels and miracle worker, this is your miracle. Describe how it comes to pass.
Sword of fire.
Yeah, I feel like a meteor comes down from the sky that is the sword and lands near the tree and begins to like orbit it. It's like a flaming sword that comes down from on high, and just yes, but its blade is pointing towards the tree, and nothing has escaped the tree yet. So, but I imagine there are less attempts to escape the tree. You know, like those like. I don't think they want to encounter the sword, so they're probably like trying to stay inside the tree now.
May I add on to that?
Please.
The sword spins around so quickly that it becomes just a blur, and that momentum continues even after, unbeknownst to all of us, the sword disappears, but the fiery circle remains.
Now for those demons, I imagine the tree transforms from a prison into like the safest.
That's what I'm saying.
space.
Yeah. They're like they want to be in the tree now.
Yeah. Surrounded by this like infinity blade.
Yeah. Divine fire.
And I think also you know that it works because as that meteor comes down, as that sword starts spinning into nothingness, Shimon, who was sitting at the base of the tree, gets forced out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think is unscathed, maybe some burn marks.
Yeah.
From the like physical manifestation of this divine flame, and he's forced out of the tree. His belief in his words goes down to just one.
What's his belief?
His belief is a single vow broken, it tarnishes them all. Which if you do just one more miracle before him, you would have the opportunity to reshape those words. And he looks at you. I think having passed the second threshold, there is some effect that is apparent by all of you. Whether that's like the grass kind of like moves away, like bends away from you.
Well, there's a tree present to try to bend away from.
I mean,
us,
I think that tree is stuck in place.
Yeah.
By forces greater than
Fair
yours.
enough.
Yeah.
As great as you indeed are. I wonder what that is. Maybe it's different for each of you, but if someone has a thought.
The wind whistles around me with almost a tune. A faint melody.
I think that Shimon starts to give off heat, like the desert. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
So like
with
there's
the heat waves
around
on
him,
you.
like he's not hot, but he like around him is like an aura of heat, as if he's.
I think the things as Miriam passes, like sit up straighter, for lack of a better word, like almost like they're putting themselves together a little bit in her path. So everything from like if there is actually something that's crumbled, like a piece of a wall, it might fix a little bit. But also then I just think like the grass is a little bit more like at attention.
Anything that is non-human with a heartbeat, when being passed by me or by passing me, has their heart rate calm.
Wow, that's great for Shimon, the amulet maker.
Yeah.
His heart is certainly racing.
Right.
So I love that you picked things that match your playbooks. That's really cool. Yeah, I think he's got like a second of like total panic, and then equally miraculously as his heart rate calms, just being in front of you, Shira, who invoked this prayer and revealed through these Hebrew words a little bit more of your greatness. And he looks at the tree and back at you, and a light of understanding dawns on his face as he takes in the gravity of what it is, of the gravity well made on these demons that you've... Holy miracle workers, you have freed us from the threat of these demons forever. This was the thing that kept me up at night, the stuff of my nightmares. What if these demons got out? And now I see you've sent holy fire down to trap them in. God bless you, miracle workers.
And not a drop of innocent blood spilled.
I see there's something going on here.
Well, we'll figure it out later.
Oh, I hope you do.
Thanks, amulet man.
And now there is a young woman's honor at stake.
Yes, perhaps we should away to the town.
Let's do it.
And you return. Do you go back through the hole you made in the gate?
No, we should come back through the front gate.
Yeah, at this point we're noticeable.
Yeah.
We're not sneaking anywhere. We're at
Yeah.
5 Dread. Let's make an entrance.
Also, it's more mystical for us to have like left and they don't know how we left, and we come back through the main gate. Like I thought you
Wait a
guys were still
minute.
in here, you know.
As you go back, make your way around town, go back through the main gate, you can see the proceedings are underway. The rabbi has arrived, his child Kiva, the betrothed of Miriam, or perhaps formerly betrothed, that's the question on the table, is also there. He's the same age as Miriam, a young teenager, looking extremely upset at the way things have gone. It seems like he really had feelings for her and wanted to be with her. And I mean, also, that was the way his whole life was since his earliest memories. This was his kind of stable thing. His father, as you know, having been away at yeshiva for so many years, Rabbi Hyrkanos, has just returned from his studies, newly ordained as a rabbi, and this will be his first court case. He's going to try to make a great impression on the townspeople. He's got to get this one right.
Yeah, no bias.
He believes to make a vow is to court disaster.
And clearly he's not wrong. This town is ruined.
And the proceedings are underway. Yael is shouting.
Yeah.
The rabbi is also. Phila is remaining sort of amusedly detached from things. Miriam is furious. Leia is also furious for her own reasons.
Yeah. I would love... Is it safe to say Yael's a little distracted and I might be able to approach Leia?
I think you could certainly do that without Yael. She's in the middle of protecting her daughter's honor.
I would love to do a mitzvah.
Great.
Kind of step up next to her and crouch down a little bit.
She's sitting there like...
Leia, can you tell me, what do you really think of Phila and Miriam?
I mean, I always knew that my sister was the coolest, and this just proves that she always gets to have the best adventures.
And do you think that she should marry Phila and go off adventuring with her?
Why do you care what I think? No one else does. You're just trying to play a trick on me like those other kids.
Oh, no! No!
You want to take a
Oh,
joke,
I am going to sit down and get very serious and say, I know there's other things happening, but this is the most important thing. What trick did the other children play on you?
They pretended to be my friends, and then they abandoned me in the middle of the hills, and I had to make my way back alone.
That's
We gotta go for it.
very mean of them. But second of all, that sounds like quite a brave adventure you went on to get back all by yourself.
That wasn't an adventure. I don't get to have adventures. That's like what Miriam does.
Well-
Are you saying that was an adventure?
It sounds like you faced
Really?
something very scary and overcame it. And that's how I would describe an adventure.
Yeah, I guess.
And I think that you are somebody who pays very close attention to things. And so I care what you have to say because I think you know your sister the best here. And I'd like to know what you think would be the best for her.
You've generated this, I think, real tension in her 9-year-old heart, because partly mechanically, she's gonna believe nothing I say ever matters till a miracle is done for her. But she really believes you.
Yeah.
She really wants to believe you, and I think if you keep talking to her like this, she's gonna get frustrated and storm off, because she can't process what you're saying, even though she wants to hear it.
Yeah. How do you feel about using a big miracle so I can do a small little miracle?
It looks like a 3 potency miracle would do a lot of work in this situation. Everyone here is at
I'm
3.
happy to do
You
a
should
little miracle
should
for the
do
little kid
whatever
if you
miracle
want to do a big boy
Do whatever
miracle.
miracle you want to do right now.
I'm going to be so honest. My character is not fussed about anybody else.
Great.
My character's true words are the most sacred and powerful thing in the world. He wants this little girl to know what power her words have.
So just to clarify, if you do a miracle that's just for Leia and she's the only one who witnesses it, even though other people are there,
Right.
they won't be
It's the
affected.
witnessing it,
Yes. That is actually what I would prefer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Let's do it.
Into it.
What do you got? You have all these 4 words, 3 letters, and 2 tokens at your disposal.
3 tokens.
3, yeah.
Three?
Please feel free.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend both of mine. Do you feel confident in yours for whatever we face remaining? Can I learn the word for tiny?
Like to describe.
As an adjective.
Yeah. Happens to be I know this word, so I'm just writing the definitions that I know of it. If you don't know, you can also look it up in a dictionary. Here is the word katan, which means minor, tiny, small. And this is also actually a great opportunity to reveal a little bit more of the secret workings of Hebrew, which is the letter nun, and you can hear in katan that N sound. Do you see that letter in here?
The very first one-ish?
It's not
Or
the first.
it's the middle one, but sideways?
It's not the middle one.
No.
It's that last letter is the same as this, but there are 5 letters in the holy tongue which change their form when they come at the end of a word.
Whoa.
You can almost imagine as if the foot on this nun swings down when it's at the end, because there's nothing going after it, so it's just standing where it is. This is the final form of the letter nun. The letter reveals its secrets to you all the more as you invoke your merit to have this mystery revealed. Just put that token back in the pool.
Token back in the pool.
And you learn the word katan.
Katan. Does the letter I can't roll my R's.
You don't. I don't roll my R's when I speak Hebrew.
I will invoke the prayer. I'm gonna say to her, hold out your hand. And then I'm going to say, Ar Katan Etzi? Etz. Ar Katan Etz. Seed of a tiny tree. And my prayer is for a very tiny tree to sprout. Not in a scary way, not like growing out of her hand. Yeah. No, just like little tree grows in her palm.
A little tree grows.
Tiny little tree of growth, just to display the power of words.
Angels of the Supernal Yeshiva, your interpretation.
To showcase that anyone has the ability to make anything happen. Doesn't matter how old or young you are. Every person has worth in the palm of their hand and deserves to be heard.
I mean, will she really get the lesson if it's coming from someone else? Like, we want her to make it like her words have power too. So we can, I can't think of anything, but I think it would be better if we can make her feel empowered and not just a witness of power.
With every true word that she speaks, the tree fruits a
That's
bit
a
more.
great idea. That's a great idea.
Do you accept this?
I gratefully accept the angel's wisdom.
Cool.
And there's a fiery sword too. That would be kind of
Well, what do you think? Is this a miraculous prayer that defies the laws of nature, or is this a legendary prayer, miracle, tales of which may be told for generations?
I think it's miraculous. Yeah. I don't think it's terribly legendary.
To have a tree growing in your hand that sprouts.
But trees exist. Like I'm thinking, like in the scale of like fiery sword to tree, like trees do exist. They do grow. They do sprout. This is just an unusual happening of it. You know, it's not like outside of the realm of physics and possibility.
The fruit that sprouts, is it just like, I'm gonna say apple? Is it always an apple grows, or does it have like some effect of like she speaks some truth and like that grows from the tree in like a small?
The more truth she speaks, the more fruits appear.
Okay.
Of various kinds.
Yes.
Like
a fruit salad, if you will.
Tree of life has many species sprouting from it.
Yeah, I feel like apples probably would be gauche.
Yeah.
So let's not do those.
Beautiful. So that would add 2.
As the words go down to heaven, I try to like wave my sword in front of them just to like clear the way.
And you know what? That's effective. I'll give it to you.
Wait, really? I was joking.
Yeah, no. Let's keep the train rolling. I think
Michael's like, hey, look at that. Should always do that.
We figured it out. Lilith's on her coffee break.
Yeah.
And as long as Avimi, this is the miracle you wish to manifest,
love this miracle.
Then you speak those words. You want to repeat them?
I do. I do need to look at them. Ar Katan Etz.
And as you speak those words, a seed appears. A seed appears in young Leia's hands, and it sprouts into the beginnings of a tree. How do you prompt her to realize the power that this tree has? or she speaks a truth.
I'll ask her again, what do you think would be the best thing for your sister?
I think she's too much for this stupid little town, and she should go away with Phyla, her soulmate. That is what she truly believes. And the tree sprouts a fruit. What kind of fruit?
A pomegranate.
A pomegranate.
Yes.
A pomegranate overflowing with seeds.
Oh.
Her eyes go completely wide, taking up like half her face, and she's like poking at it like, is it real? And this special miracle just for her takes her belief down to -1. You did a 2 dread miracle for her, and now you can decide, help shape what her new true words are, and she will believe in them with a strength of 2, which is kind of how much you've invested in her. So she used to believe nothing I say ever matters. You just worked a miracle, Eitz Katan, the seed of a small tree. How did those words, this miracle you did for her, inform the new true words that guide her?
They don't have to be related to the other ones.
Not at all. They have to be linked to the miracles that you did.
Maybe there was something. Okay. Only trees.
I
matter.
loved the way you put the metaphor for even the smallest words matter.
Great.
So I'd love to just give her that. Even the smallest words and people matter.
So sweet.
Aww. Since you did this miracle, do you want to attach those words to Leia's little card?
One of the, to answer a miracle word prayer you can, one of them, I don't know if you guys will have this, but is manifest yourself for a moment in this world. That's crazy. Like, I feel like if the Archangel Michael manifested, like just his presence alone would be like an 8, like, Jesus.
Well, Jesus,
not yet.
he was on that vibe too.
All right, I'm at peace. I don't care what happens with the rest of this wedding.
He saved the one.
Have fun, guys.
The arguments continue to be underway.
Well, I want to do a mitzvah.
Oh, great.
Can I ask who really has the power here?
Who do you ask that of?
I ask that of the mother, Leia.
Yael.
Yael.
Yeah, Elle's opinion about that is that she does, or she would at least like to.
Well, who does? Who really has the power here? Not who she would like to have the power.
I think if Yael were being truly honest with herself, which she may not be, but I think if she were being honest with herself, she would say that it's Miriam. Miriam is technically an adult, and if she doesn't want her vow annulled, we can keep her here by force, but how much is that really going to do?
Right. I mean, they can try to keep you here. We still have 2 miracle points left.
The general opinion of the town is that the rabbi has the power to be the one who annuls this oath or not.
I would like to also do a miracle.
Great.
And I want to treat someone with unearned authority.
You want to do a mitzvah?
I want to do a mitzvah. Shoot. Yes, a mitzvah. And I want to go up to Miriam and I want to say, you get to make your own destiny. What do you want to do, Miriam?
I want to get out of here with my soulmate. Get out of this third-rate town.
Damn.
Wow, savage. Okay. I would like to now use this token, and I would like to draw a card from the deck of creation.
Ooh, very exciting. Now we have
Dalet Reish Nun.
Nun Daled Reish, which in fact spells a word. It spells this word.
Oh.
The word for vows or pledges. Can someone who's not Eliana read this word? I'll tell you that these 3 dots under these 2 letters make this vowel sound eh.
Is it an eh is the vowel sound?
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be netter.
Exactly.
Well done.
Well read. Do you want to hold on to that?
Sure.
For a little while? You all have this kind of shared vision of Miriam making her vow to Phyla of Alexandria, I think, under the starlit sky. And with this exchange of this precious ruby ring. And you see kind of plastered over this moment that Hebrew word. Do you want to say it again?
Netter.
Beautiful. You see that word superimposed over the scene, and now you can invoke its power. all on the merit of your mitzvah giving Miriam a voice here. Unless you say this is not how you did it, I think the proceedings kind of stopped as Miriam spoke up when
That is correct.
Jessica's question. And all eyes are on the four of you, especially now that you have heat waves coming off of you and the grass around the gate is like around you is upright and all sorts of other minor little wonders are transpiring before you. And for sure Phyla is transfixed by this unique sight that she has never beheld, but only heard tell of in the legends. Now you are the stuff of such stories. How do you do what's right as the whole village has your attention?
I think we got one more in us.
Take us home, Miriam.
Oh gosh.
We also have some knowledge cards
Yeah.
if you want some. We have 3 of them right between us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't spend them all before Lilith.
Yeah, before
comes
Lilith
in.
goes,
Yeah. Okay.
Just a little friendly advice from the arrayer of worlds.
So maybe I can tell you all what I'm thinking about for
Please.
a miracle, and then people have thoughts about how best to
Sure.
form words for it. I think for Miriam, what is because there's 2 vows. There's been a lot of talk about should vows be broken or kept, but at the end of the day, there's 2 vows and one will be broken and one will be kept. So like it's almost not a conversation of how important is a vow. And to her in this moment, it's more about how a vow you've made for yourself versus how a vow someone else has made for you
Love.
is more important. And so she's thinking about doing a miracle to make people kind of remember a time that they vowed something for themselves and did something for themselves versus someone else doing it for them. Or if someone else has a thought about how to manifest that idea in action. Yeah.
May I?
Please.
I'm going to use a word that we don't currently know, so stop me.
Well, you'll have to teach us.
Yes.
Only dwell in your vow.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's
I
beautiful.
like that.
Yeah.
Do you have the word for your? Is that the word you meant?
Yes.
Do you have that word?
Are you asking Eliana?
Yeah. Do you know what that word is? If you know it, you don't need to spend a token.
Is it? It's
Oh,
not
shit.
who.
No,
No. Is it in a prayer that I would know?
not really.
Okay. Then I'm going to say no.
Okay.
But I
don't have a
spend
token.
to
And then we still have
learn
2
that
more for
word.
Lilith?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
T. If I know this word, I'm going to go, oh no.
This is the word shalcha.
Oh, okay.
The feminine version of it is shalach. I don't think you've seen any of those letters, but
No.
next time you do see them, you'll remember the miracle you did with them.
Well,
So-
only within your
Yeah.
vow.
And
So-
remember, Hebrew goes from right to left.
Yes. Dar bilvad shalach. So say this again.
Shalcha.
Shalcha netur.
Yeah, that's our longest prayer yet. Oh my gosh, we're really cooking. Who knew we get to a full sentence? Angels of the supernal yeshiva, the clouds you dwell in are torn open with the power of these 4 words from the miracle worker Miriam, who has arisen to speak for her cause
And her namesake.
and her namesake.
Oh.
So maybe if you want to lay those words out where
Yes,
folks can see them. And for your first step is just to translate the literal meaning of this prayer and make sure you all are on the same page about what the words mean.
Dwell only your vow.
Yes.
Form and I'm trying to I can't help but try to preempt what Lilith
Yeah.
is going to think.
That is a wise strategy.
Dwell only your vow. I mean, something that Lilith might come at is you have to dwell in it. You can never do it.
Yeah. Or you become obsessed with it, right?
Yeah.
Dwell only within your vow.
Yeah.
Well, you can worry about that.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Time
yeah, yeah.
comes.
Yes.
At this
That-
moment, these are the words that you have.
I think
to
we're
Great.
we're
So one of
understanding.
my abilities is to put a mark of curse or blessing on someone. Is there a way we could create a mark of the blessing on Miriam and Phyla to show our approval of their vow for all those who are gathered?
Maybe it's one of these words could appear on them, like vow.
Whoa.
I would say only
only.
if it's soulmates.
They're
They're only
better
for
yeah.
one another.
We're
That's
writing the soulmate tattoo at you right now.
Just as a question, how do you say this word? If you're going to write it.
Bilvad.
Nice.
Bilvad.
And which one of these letters do you know from today?
Da.
T.
Nice.
Or D. Sorry.
D, actually.
D.
Can you just describe like what will kind of physically happen in this?
I think the intention is for glowing gold lettering of the letters to appear on each of their wrists, where they would hold hands, where they would rest against each other.
Aw.
Very cute.
That
Yeah, that's
work for
great.
you as a sign that Miriam's vow and the love she shares with Phyla are approved of by
Yes.
heaven.
Yes.
A match made, you might say,
Heaven.
in heaven.
Boo.
I'm into it.
All right. You are so ready for this miracle to come to pass, and I think that like having that writing up here would be a dread miracle. That would be something
Yeah.
miraculous
Great.
for sure, indicating the will of the supernal beings. And who else but Lilith darkens your angelic doorstep and says, "Hold on a minute. There's something wrong with these words." So we have Dar Bilvad Shalcha Neder. Yes? And you know that whichever word is coming right after Bilvad only is the thing that there is the only one of. So it's not only there's an error here. The words don't mean dwell only in your vow, but dwell only in your own, in what is your own. And the vow just, I don't know what to make of it. But this is dwell only in yours, only in your business, and Miriam's business, her whole life, is in this village of Sova and not with some strange merchant. So I'm going to need these words to be fixed,
Okay.
or else Miriam will be trapped here forever.
Done.
By your
Only's
power.
at the end. Dwell in your vow only.
Now only belongs to nothing. The only what? Just in Hebrew, just the word.
Oh
order
gosh
has
darn
to
it.
become
Here I was thinking I was
specific.
sly.
You gotta switch something else around. Like, if you want this to mean dwell only in your vow, the word your has to change where it is. One of the secrets of Hebrew, it doesn't fit together to work its wonders the same way that it does in English. In English, an adjective like your comes before the word. In Hebrew, the adjective must come after the word it is from.
So
the
you...
vow that is yours.
Yeah, that's I think a great way to kind
Nice.
of translate that order. Miriam, the miracle worker, would you like to, if you're good with this
Yeah.
correction, would you like to just invoke these words anew
Yes.
so that they can contain their power? Here you go.
Thank you.
And bring us home.
Dar Bilvad Nadar Shilcha.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Dude, you just read Hebrew.
You read Hebrew to stick it to the demon mother.
Yes!
Go! Lilith is thoroughly defeated, and I think she says, "Good work. I'm so proud of you."
Dang.
I have an appointment to get to. And she's
Are
off
we
on-
at the Galilee? The Sea of Galilee? Because boy, is it salty.
and she is on her way. And as you send these words down to manifest that glowing word, Bilvad, with that Daled, which was the gateway to wisdom and folly. We can only hope that the bond that you've shown is in fact the one chosen by heaven, that bond is a bond of wisdom that will lead to gates and lives of wisdom and not folly. As the true love is shown by all, undeniable, between Phyla and Miriam, and they clasp their hands and unite those shining words, Bilvad, before the whole town. Everyone's belief in their words is reduced by 2, and I think that'll be enough to change either Yael or Kiva's true words. We haven't seen much of Kiva, so I guess I'm curious. Yael has been believing words are tools for gaining power. Now that she is standing awestruck by the truth of her oldest daughter's vow, how might you rewrite the words that Yael believes?
Words are tools for finding peace.
I like that.
She could use some peace.
Yeah.
She could use some peace.
And
Or
quiet.
understanding.
Yeah.
Miriam, as the miracle worker who spoke these words that opened Yael's heart, would you like to flip that over and write her new ones and add those two
Oh boy.
last
Oh
tokens
shoot, what's gonna happen?
to that tracker crossing that third threshold, which we'll get to in just a second? Show the people at home Yael's new true words. I feel like that's a little like an internal realization.
Yeah.
She's like about to get up to protest, and the argument just dies on her lips as the deeper truth of who her daughter is, and the fact that Miriam has spoken that truth into being herself sinks in, and Yael realizes the best thing is to respect that. And she's gonna have to find her own peace with that new reality. As Miriam and Phyla pack up their goods and are on their way out of the town of Sova onto their next adventure, so too are the miracle workers, having reached the cap for this scenario of 9 dread. You've crossed the final threshold where the place can no longer tolerate the miracles that you have done here for the people and towards a new world. As Phyla and Miriam leave, the sword of light around the demon tree that you used to like keep the demons in, I think that same force that pushed Shimon, the amulet maker, out expands a little bit, and just the 4 of you also feel that push
Repulsion.
out of like, you cannot be in this place anymore, lest you break the bonds that tie creation itself together.
Well,
By opening those gates too much in one place. As Miriam and Phyla make their way on the path in front of you, and the town of Sova is awestruck at what has transpired here, at the great love that has been shown, and the amazing miracle workers who brought it all about. My last question for you, actually, and this is how you end every session of Worlds to Come, take a look at your own miracle workers' true words. Was there ever a moment in play when you acted against those words or didn't stand up for them fully?
Yes.
Yes?
I said young people don't know if they're in love, despite the fact Miriam had made a vow, even though my true words are that words are the most sacred thing in the world. I disrespected her words.
Since you acted against your own true words that guide you, your power to work miracles depends on your acting in line with those words inside your heart. Note on your character sheet that you now have 1 doubt.
Oh.
And if you should ever reach a high enough level of doubt, you will have to pick new words that you believe in before you can return to working your wonders. If anyone else needs to take 1 doubt.
I think that Shimon might take it down. His words are, a life of service to others is the best life. And I think that he let his desire for vengeance cloud his desire to be of service in general. I think he'd rather be vengeful than serviceful.
Yeah, note that 1 doubt down. And those carry over from session to session, as do the words that we've revealed, which
That's
you
cool.
can
So
form
much
a
to
kind
play
of
with, yeah.
can form like a kind of spell book or a
Right.
tome
that's
Right.
cool.
of words we can invoke from session to session. And eventually we can learn all 22 letters of the alphabet, all sorts of words and grammar, vocabulary, anything is possible when you're bringing a new world. Your journey will continue in the next session, which I would love to play with you, but that is the end of the demo for Worlds to Come, the Hebrew role-playing game. I just want to thank so much the amazing and brilliant and beautiful cast that graced our table tonight. Eliana, Machi, Ali, and Nell. Do you want to share with the folks at home where they can find you and follow your work?
You can follow me on Instagram at Eliana Shira Rubin or at my website, elianashirarubin.com.
I'm working on a game called Lanterns. You can follow that at lanterns.game.
You can follow me at Spilled Coffee Creatives on all social media.
And you can follow Worlds to Come at worldstocome_TTRPG. And if you're watching this while the Kickstarter is live, you can pre-order the book and the deck of creation and a whole bunch of other Kickstarter exclusive goodies. Thanks so much for playing. Wow, that was wild.
Wonderful.
You do it.
Woo!